Hey guys, this is Dietz with Sweeping Lesson Part 2. Now, for this lesson, like I said last time, now we're going to take all three of these groups of sweep shapes, like all three of these inversions, and we're going to apply all of them just to one progression. And you're going to see how you can connect the different groups to flow a little better. For example, we'll take the first shapes that we did. Now to play that, you saw that I went from here to here all the way over to here. And so there's a lot of big jumps in there. And you can do that. It gives you a different sound, but I'm going to show you how you can play a whole bunch of different sweep shapes staying in one single position. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use a famous 80s riff. Now to start off, I want to go over what those chords are. First we have E to G to A to C to D and back to E. And the second half varies. I actually took this from the orchestrated version that they do. So what I'm going to do with this riff is I'm going to take all the sweep shapes that we've done so far, and I'm going to apply them similar to the way that I did whenever I was showing you how we could work with that one progression. And I put the sweep shapes above that. So to start off, we find our root note. We could take this E right here. So we're going to use this sweep shape. Now next we have a G. And so you want to find the root note G. Find one that's as close to that sweep shape as possible. And there's actually a G in the shape right here. And so that's going to be our root note. Then we need our third and fifth. And you know that that corresponds to this shape. And so now we have two faraway chords that are now really close together. Now you could also play this. And you see there's a little jump in there. But just for the purposes of this lesson, we're going to be staying as close as possible. Next we have an A coming up. So let's look for the A. We have G right here. A is just a whole step from that. And since it's just a whole step, we can still use the same sweep shapes as this one. Then we go to the minor one. Next is C. So you want to go ahead and find the closest note to all these other ones. And you have a C right here on the B string. And so we can do a C major here. After C would be D. Now we could go two ways. We have a root note D right here. So we could go. Or we also have a root note D right here. So we could go like this. We can actually do it both ways, but for now we're going to start by going to the lower D. So here's our progression so far. The second half is pretty much the same thing, except now it skips that A and goes directly up to the C or under. And we're going to reflect that in the sweep shapes. After that ascending pattern, we can change our position. So now we can find a new root note up here. note is this. Just on a different string, which means we're going to change our inversion. So now our E minor is going to be this. Same thing, we want to find our G. Our root note for G is now up here. And find A. Find C, which is right here. Then lastly, find D again, which is right here. So now this whole progression goes like this. Now I want to tell you about how I got the timing down, because the chord switches don't exactly fall on the beat. They don't go like 1, 2, 3, chord switch, chord switch. But it's like chord switch, chord switch, chord switch, chord switch, chord switch. And so you got to be a little bit tricky with switching through the sweeps. I'll start by going from the E to the G. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here there's actually 6 beats until the chord change. So you're going to be in the middle of a sweep shape whenever you're doing that. You also do that for the second half of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then switching on those beats. We'll do the same exact time matching for the upper sweeps as well. Now you might have noticed a different sweep fingering. I actually used my middle finger because of the movements going on. Because I'm going from this shape right here. If I'm going to use my pointer finger, then I have to jump a little bit. I mean, it's not too bad, but it might just be a little bit more comfortable if I use my middle finger. Because the shape after that, I'm going to be rolling my middle finger anyway. So it just allows my hands to flow a little bit. So I'm hoping those concepts will help you develop different kinds of ideas, connect your triads in a different type of way. By the way, this is like the exact same concept if you were just learning triads from like a regular guitar method where you'd be sitting there doing like... I've just kind of put a little spin on it with sweeps. Make it a little bit more flashy, a little bit interesting. So now check this out. So on a serious note, next time we're going to do some tapped arpeggios and 7th chords. So I'll see you there.